Okay, what's going on, yard fanatics? Back again to Bermuda Grass Central, New Year 2018, and we got some interesting things coming up. In this video, you are going to find out the top 5 things you need to be doing right now to prepare your yard for spring. Changing the world, 1 yard at a time. Okay, yard fanatics. One of the things that you need to try to have in place is you need to get you one of these notebooks where you can actually write in it stuff that you're going to do to your yard. Right now, this is blank. We just started my 2018 projects, but basically, what you do with this is you just put information on here, like how much you pay for fertilizer, what was the outcome, did you like the results, what product you use, how much you paid for it. You can even put the exact date in there. But if you want to get a little bit more advanced, you can actually get a planner. Okay, planner is a little bit more detailed, whereas you can put in specific dates, the exact time, what the weather was, anything that you think that's going to be valuable to having success with your lawn, Bermuda lawn, fescue lawn, whatever type of lawn you've got. Always have something that you can put information. Now, having said that, a phone is nice, but when you write this stuff down, you actually remember it a whole lot better. It's easy to keep up with. You don't have viruses on pages, so this stuff is very valuable. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay, guys. All right, number 2 is very important. Basically, what I'm showing you here is that you need to walk your property. Okay, when walking your property, you're basically looking for things that are damaged. This includes leaves that are up in your flower beds, like you see right here. I gotta blow all that stuff out of there. When you come out to the lawn, you can actually see any damage that may be existing there. You can address those issues later on with fertilization. Also, a soil test is a good thing to get, but it's not necessary to achieve this. But here you see a lot of dead Bermuda grass debris that normally comes when it rains and it washes down, and I get to see exactly where I need to do a little extra mowing or a little extra mulching or bagging. So you need to get that up though. Do not leave that there. Here you can see where the leaves are piled up in front of my house, and I basically waited till all the leaves fell off the tree. We're gonna blow these back out into the yard and do a lot of mulching. Here we're walking the property all the way around, and also make sure that you check your shrubs and your bushes for any damage, any broken stems that may let disease in, like you see right here. We just go ahead and take that right on off and dispose of it. All right, and that's very important right there. And right here, now this is one of the things that I talked about once before. This branch right here, I'm gonna have to cut that whole branch off, cut it up, and get rid of it. But the reason I'm cutting it off is to let more sunlight get into my lawn, especially my Bermuda lawn. Remember, Bermuda yards love the sunlight. And we got a lot of leaves here that need mulching or bagging, whatever I decide to do. And remember, I said try to keep that lawn at 2 inches or below during the off season. Anything higher, you'll start to get leaves collected in ditches like that. And that's basically it. So that's number 2 right there. Very important. Okay, yard fanatics. Number 3, you need to have a budget. What do I mean by budget? If you can only afford to spend maybe $200 or $300 a year on lawn care, then you're gonna have to go ahead and plan your lawn care around your budget. So in other words, if you want to have a low budget season where you're not going to spend that much money, you may only fertilize your yard actually 3 times, and 3 times is really good. You get it at the beginning of spring, right before summer, the beginning of summer, and right before fall, but not too far into fall. Those 3 for basic. If you want to get a little bit more advanced, you can get 4 fertilization. Of course, the money is going to go up. If you want to get it premium care, then you'll probably do 5 or 6. Now, having to do 5 or 6, it's going to cost you a whole lot more money. Not a whole lot more, but it's going to be a little bit more than what you would normally spend. But you have to set aside a budget based on what you plan on doing to your yard. Remember, normally when you buy fertilizer, you get what you pay for. You buy a $3 bag of fertilizer, you have a $3 bag of fertilizer. You spend $40 on a bag of fertilizer, you have a $40 bag of fertilizer, which means it may have a lot more stuff into it. The items, the ingredients that they use may be a little bit better than the average. So generally that's how it is. Sometimes you find deals on fertilizer, but basically with fertilizer, you get what you pay for. So that number 3 step is very important. You have to have a budget, and you have to know if you're going to fertilize your yard 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, how many times you plan on doing it. But make sure you have a budget, and that budget will lead to your planning. Okay, that's number 3. Okay, yard fanatics. Now number 4 on the top 5 things you need to do to prepare your yard for spring is to make sure that your equipment is ready. Make sure you have a blower, make sure your weed eater is working, make sure your lawnmower is working in particular. Normally, if you're not going to sharpen your blades and you're cutting your own home, I would recommend that you get 2 sets of new blades. One for halfway through the season, then you can change it over to the next set. Generally, if you're cutting your own yard, you're probably going to cut it roughly around small yard, medium-sized yards, but just your yard in particular, you should be cutting it around 22 to 28 times throughout the season. That's normal. Now, if you're gonna do trying to keep your yard at 1 inch or half an inch or below that, remember, in order to achieve that, you're gonna have to cut your yard 2 to 3 times a week. So your cutting will actually go up, because within a month's time, you would have cut your yard maybe anywhere from 10 to 15 times in 1 month. Sounds excessive, but that's the only way you can achieve that 1 inch or below cut and keep it maintained with proper fertilization and watering. Okay, so that number 4 is very important. Make sure all your equipment is ready to go, because if it's not ready to go, you're not ready to go. So that's number 4. Okay, yard fanatics. And number 5, if you hadn't guessed it by now, I'm going to tell you what it is. You should be tuned into Bermuda Grass Central. Subscribe, like, make sure you turn every notification on you can. Coming soon, there will be videos showing you how to apply these products. My fertilization schedule is coming out soon, but you need to subscribe now. So just remember, click on my face right there. That's the subscription button. And you are tuned into Bermuda Grass Central with BYD. This is Michael Bowman, and I'll talk to you soon.